Ladies and gentlemen, gather round. Barcelona just did the unthinkable. They bought a goalkeeper who can actually save shots. Yes, Joan Garcia, Espanyol's miracle worker, is now heading to Camp Nou. And for 25 million euros, Barca didn't just sign a shot stopper, they basically bought Espanyol's entire life support system. But don't worry, Espanyol fans, Joan left you a breakup note longer than most wedding vows. So that's nice. 1. The Espanyol exit. Football's most polite betrayal. So Joan Garcia leaves Espanyol, the club that raised him, the fans that worshipped him, and the defense that traumatized him, to join their noisy neighbors. Classy. In his emotional Instagram farewell, Joan basically said, "I've thought about this a lot. It's not you, it's me. Also, I need to go win some trophies." Espanyol fans reading his statement were like, "Bro, just say you wanted a raise and go." His goodbye post sounded like a philosophical novel. All that was missing was a candle, rain on the window, and Celine Dion in the background. Imagine your partner dumping you and then saying, "This is what's best for you too." That's how Espanyol fans feel right now. Barca didn't even offer a hug. They just dropped 25 million euros like, "Thanks for the keeper, see you in the derby." At this point, Barcelona signing Espanyol's best players should be considered a neighborhood crime. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. He joined Barcelona, Espanyol's bitter city rivals. That's like breaking up with your high school sweetheart and immediately getting engaged to their older, richer, and way more successful sibling. Joan didn't just burn the bridge. He threw a BBQ on it and invited all of Camp Nou. If looks could kill, Espanyol fans would have turned him to stone by now. 2. Arsenal, the almost boyfriend. Meanwhile, Arsenal sat in the corner like the guy who took too long to propose. They scouted Garcia, admired him, even bought him dinner, but when Espanyol said pay full price, Arsenal said, "Actually, we're good," and married Neto instead. Neto, from Bournemouth, on loan. Because nothing screams ambition like borrowing your plan C. Arsenal scouting Garcia since 2022, only to back out like someone ghosting a date last minute. Peak commitment issues. Mikel Arteta's transfer strategy is starting to resemble someone shopping with no wallet. Lots of interest, zero intent. Garcia to Arsenal could have been the story. Instead, they got Neto. It's like ordering Wagyu beef and receiving frozen chicken nuggets. Espanyol said 25 million euros. Arsenal replied with, "How about emotional support instead?" They say goalkeepers are like wine. Arsenal just picked a bottle that's already been opened 3 clubs ago. And let's be honest, Arsenal chasing Garcia was never going to end well. This is the same club that once spent an entire summer negotiating for a £40 million striker with a bid of £40 million plus £1. Their transfer tactics are like awkward flirting. Lots of eye contact, zero follow-through. By the time they circle back, the player's already in a Barcelona jersey holding a scarf and pretending he watched Ronaldinho highlights as a kid. 3. Barcelona's goalkeeping Hunger Games. So now Barcelona has Joan Garcia, which is great, unless you're Marc-André Ter Stegen, who just healed his knee, blinked once, and found himself demoted to second choice. Remember, this man was club captain, won titles, was their savior. But now, Deco pulled the plug like a Netflix exec canceling your favorite show mid-season. Ter Stegen went from Mr. Barcelona to that guy we might sell in under a week. Barca brought in a new keeper while Ter Stegen was still unboxing his knee brace. Imagine coming back from injury and hearing your club say, "Yeah, we kinda moved on." Meet Joan. Deco's strategy is simple. If it breathes and saves goals, sign it. Sentiment is for fans, not directors. Barca treating loyalty like expired milk. Toss it out and grab something fresher. And poor Szczesny, he literally unretired to help Barcelona during a crisis. Now he's watching from the bench like the guy who fixed the broken sink, only to get kicked out once the plumber finally showed up. The man didn't even unpack his bags, and already Deco's looking at him like an expired carton of milk. If this keeps up, Barcelona's goalkeeping department will need a revolving door and a therapist. 4. Joan Garcia, the Espanyol superhero nobody noticed. Last season, Joan Garcia didn't just save goals, he saved Espanyol's dignity. 12 clean sheets in 21 second division games, 8 more in La Liga, and he still got peppered with shots like a FIFA goalie on amateur mode. This man made 7 saves in a 1-0 win over Real Madrid. Real Madrid, That's not a performance, that's a hostage rescue operation. Garcia led Espanyol to 14th place, which may not sound sexy until you realize that team defended like a cheese grater. While other keepers were taking goal kicks, Garcia was in goal therapy. Breathe, just 6 more saves to go. Shot stopping, elite, crosses, claimed. Playing with his feet, solid. Doing it all while knowing your club might get relegated? Priceless. If Espanyol stayed up, it's because Joan Garcia decided gravity didn't apply to him that day. Garcia to Barcelona is like plucking Spider-Man out of Queens and handing him a Batmobile. Honestly, Joan Garcia spent the entire season performing miracles in goal, while Espanyol's defense treated every match like an open house. The man didn't have defenders, he had 4 spectators in matching kits. If Garcia had charged per save, Espanyol would owe him more money than they made in TV rights, and now he gets to join a club that actually believes in defending. That alone deserves a standing ovation. 5. Barcelona's strategy. Out with the captain. In with the kid. Barca's plan is clear. Kick sentimentality into the Camp Nou. Stands and bring in the next shiny thing. Ter Stegen still has a contract till 2028, but that didn't stop Deco from basically saying, "We'd prefer you didn't." Joan Garcia is the future. Ter Stegen is the expensive German past. The club captain who gave everything, but costs too much and smiles too little. Barca's strategy for rebuilding the squad. Delete files, clear cache, and hope no one notices you remove the club legend. Imagine being Ter Stegen and seeing Garcia arrive while you're still lacing your boots. That's not competition, that's eviction. If this were a workplace, HR would be getting so many complaints from Ter Stegen right now. Deco didn't even sugarcoat it. He brought in Garcia like, "Yeah, Ter Stegen, this is your replacement." Thoughts? Barcelona fans love loyalty. The board prefers liquidation. And you just know this decision was made during one of those cold, fluorescent-lit boardroom meetings where emotion goes to die. Deco probably looked at a spreadsheet, saw Ter Stegen's salary and said, "Yeah, we're good." No testimonial, no farewell video, just a polite shove toward the exit while Joan Garcia gets a welcome montage set to Coldplay. It's not football management, it's corporate downsizing with gloves on. 6. What happens next? Barca's GK soap opera. So now we wait. Will Ter Stegen fight for his place? Will he pack his bags and join Bayern? Will Garcia pull a Bravo and suddenly forget how to catch? Barcelona's goalkeeping department is officially a telenovela. Passion, betrayal, youth versus experience, and zero budget. Joan Garcia may be the chosen one. But this is Barcelona. He's one mistake away from being benched for Gavi and gloves. Ter Stegen may stay just to prove a point, or out of spite, or because no one else can afford him. If they keep both, expect some real Game of Thrones vibes in the locker room. 2 kings, 1 throne, and neither wants to sit out the Clásico. Barca's season preview. 2 goalkeepers, 1 ball, who will survive? Meanwhile, Deco's probably already scouting the next wonderkid goalkeeper on TikTok. Let's not forget, Szczesny is still lurking in the background like a plot twist no one asked for. If Garcia stumbles and Ter Stegen refuses to leave, we could end up with a full-blown 3-way custody battle in goal. One's the prodigy, one's the legend, and one's the emergency uncle who just came for a weekend visit and never left. The only winner in this triangle. The drama-loving fans. Closing thoughts. The glove grab begins. So what do you think? Was this a masterstroke by Barcelona or just another expensive way to start drama between the posts? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button and subscribe for more weekly breakdowns of Barca's ongoing identity crisis. And remember, if you ever feel underappreciated at work, just think of Ter Stegen, captain legend, still under contract and still got replaced anyway. See you next time.